All right. All right. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to another day of BA AGILE SCRUM. This is the day when we will be transitioning into business analysis completely. And before we begin, let's continue with a quick reminder that I wanted to share with you all. And that's a guideline. Um, and that's you say that kind of a subliminal agreement between you and your placement that you are going to commit to follow. And these guidelines says 6 code of honors, and the very first one uh, that ask you to show up live, because agile is full of ceremonies, and ceremonies, when we say, it means meeting, and that demands you to show up live, be it remote or in person, so that you be on time, remain punctual, remain highly committed. In case you are not practitioner of it, considering this training itself as a project may let you practice this, and once you practice it, you may showcase once you get placed. And why? Because it is also said that how you do anything is how you do everything. And because you chose to learn, you became a student, but we want you to be the full stack student who does all the assignment, do self research, and repeat what they learn. Okay. And while you do so, remember, um, you when you complete everything, when you start, uh, you may hit the success, and you can take the full responsibility of that. And when you don't even start, you may hit the failure. And or if you leave in midway, then also you may hit the failure, and that is the time when you need to take the full responsibility of that, because while acknowledging it, embracing it, accepting it will lead you to correcting it. And when you correct it, you will realize that failure was not a failure, that became trail to the success, or it became the part of it. And to do so, it really require a concrete mindset. The very first one inspired from Lean Kaizen, that demands you uh, towards continuous improvement, be a learning minded, and more learning minded you will become, you will find yourself growing more positively, more positive minded you will become. You may find yourself growing complaint free in a way that you may handle any project with even with the stringent timeline, or deliver it timely, even despite the lack of resources. More you can do that, you will find yourself getting loaded in more gratitude that leads to the highest level of productivity. However, while you are doing so, remember to start your day with the increased level of receptivity. And for that, I keep on recommending about 30 days challenge. So ask me about it after the station, sending me DM, 30 DC. I'll be happily sharing you, and you may see the impact of its practices. Excuse me. As practices for every single day, on every single outcome that you perform for another 30 days, when you start your day. And for any new learning, always start with the practicing golden quadrant of learning that comes with the 4 step. First and second, we do it here. Third and fourth, you need to do it at your own. So in first, what is a declaration, what is anchor, we have given a detailed um, you know detailed understanding about it in day one's lecture itself, so kindly follow that. And then we'll take a deep dive into deep learning. And then after that, you draw it using pen and paper after 24 hours, and then flaunt it back while you are summarizing, stating simply that this is what you are going to state within 3 minutes, or not more than 90 seconds of video form, submitting it back into the WhatsApp group. So what we are going to do, we will do the first and second over here. So we will do declaration and anchor. So what is anchor? I'll be just counting 1, 2, 3, and the anchor, the self hi-fi, that's the clap, and you need to model it, and then I'll read the selected statement on your screen, and you need to read it after me. So can you all see the selected statement on your screen? Just unmute and say yes. Yeah, thank you. Kindly model me, everyone. So 1, 2, 3, and clap and repeat. I'm a quick learner.
I am
I
a
am a
quick
quick
learner.
learner.
What others can learn and master,
What
What
others can
others
learn and
can learn
master,
and master,
I too can do
Master.
that.
I
I
too
too
can do
can
that.
do that.
One more time with another statement. 1, 2, 3, and clap and repeat. Because I'm a quick learner,
Because
Because
I'm a
So I'm
quick
a
I'm
quick
learner,
learner.
today's learning is going to be
today's
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 learning
learning
is
learning
going to
is
is
be
going to
going to
be
be
super duper easy to me.
super
super
duper
duper
super
easy.
easy.
easy to me.
Yes, it is going to be because you say so. In case few of you might found it bit awkward, could not do it, remember to follow the sixth code of honor that says you need to be a giver, keeping ego away on the path of learning. That makes you more spiritually grounded on the path of growth. When I say spiritually grounded, it means that your happiness level enhances, and happiness is today's new productivity, and that's the demand of the corporate. And while you do so, you need to also remember that you are not here just to learn and to get placed, but also to earn more. And it is said that what you want more of, you must start giving away the portion of. And for that very reason, you can give away 5% of 10% of your earning in the causes wherever you believe in. In case you are not earning, can you have at least an intention that you will continue to give away when you at least once get placed? That will be 5% or 10% of your earning. And what kind of a causes you can give away? That could be feeding hungry children, or donating into orphanages, old age home, or even temple, churches, mosque, or gurudwara. And why? Because when you give, you grow. When you receive, you may survive. And I'm sure that none of you are here for the survival just, but to get placed and just to grow. And while you do so, remember to appreciate what you do, what others do for you. And eventually, when it doesn't sound in just within a week or two that it is not helping you with the giveaway, continue to do so, because that's the universal law that says that what you appreciate appreciates you back. And how we are going to remain connected starting from Sunday for technical session at 10 p.m. Monday for technical session at 10 p.m. Tuesday, you must attend Tuesday and Thursday RRP session, because that's the gateway of your placement that enhances your visibility, credibility, and marketing. Wednesday, you must do the assignment from the learning of Sunday. Friday, do it for Monday's learning. Saturday, you can choose to either relax or do your own research work, or repeat whatever you have learned, or prepare any question that you want to answer on the next technical session. So this is how we are going to remain connected. So let's continue with the topic from where we need to resume, and that is business analysis. So before we resume with that, let me ask you this thing. Anyone here by any chance that you are here for the first time attending us live? Anyone? You have not attended any live session, or just attended the, okay, none of you? All right. So let's continue with the topic. And we, as we are saying that we are resuming with the business analysis. So let's learn all about business analysis. And let me share my screen with you all. All right. So I want someone to read this bullet point for me, please. Go ahead.
IBBA was founded in Toronto, Canada in October 2003 to support the business analysis community. The body of the knowledge community was formed in October of 2004 to define and draft a global standard for the practice of business analysis. In January of 2005, IBBA released version 1.0 of A Guide to the Business Analysis Body of Knowledge, BABK Guide for the feedback.
Thank you for reading this out. So we directly jumped on the business IBA as of now as a part of a history. Why? Because, okay, fine, we will talk about all about business analysis. Who are they? Why they are required? what is the prerequisite to become a business analysis, but to let this community, in fact, to let this position continue to be aligned with certain ground rule again, for their code of honor, a community was designed. Okay, community was established, and it was pioneered in early, not early, I would say, early 2004, you may say, or late 2003. The whole intention was to, excuse me, the whole intention was to support the business analysis community. And like every time for different all committee, it happens, like by even for project management, for scrum masters. Likewise, we had in October 2004, a guideline was released with version 1.0 up to 2, and it was released in 2005 uh, by IIBA. IIBA is the International Institute of Business Analysis. Uh, so they came together as a community in 2003, and in 2004 they defined the draft of the guideline, which is known as BA BOC. What it was known as? What it
BA,
was? Yes,
BA box,
BA
business
box.
BA
analysis
BOC.
body of knowledge.
Yes, you are right. Business analysis body of knowledge. Okay, so that everyone may come together, work together. Any enhancement is needed to start the work and get any guideline, um, guideline. So this body of knowledge is there as a community, and and the guideline as a draft is there. So currently is version 3.0 is going on. Excuse me, guys. I just had to add my medicine. Okay. So what is business analysis? So let's continue that with current version of BA BOC 3.0. What we need to focus. So I want someone to read this bullet for me, please.
What is business analysis? Per Babok Guide version 3.0, business analysis is the practice of enabling change in an enterprise by defining needs and recommending solutions that deliver value to stakeholders.
Yeah. So with Agile, we learned that to enhance the business value at enterprise level, up to enterprise level, we continue to deliver not just the software, but also the value. Okay, focus has to be towards the value. And while we are talking about delivering it, we also need to understand that as a business analyst, we need to focus where towards who can tell where we need to focus as a business analyst?
Deliver the
value.
Yeah. See, with Agile, we are definitely delivering the value. We are focusing there with Agile practitioner. Now, as a business analyst, and as per the guideline of version 3.0, now business analysts need to focus at one thing, and that is what?
Change.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Enable the change, recommend the change. So you are just recommending and talking about the change, but in a nutshell, you're delivering the solution. However, initially, when the problem is there and visible, the solution will be called as a solution. But when the problem is not visible and still you are putting some solution you want, or a customer may not call it as a solution, he may or she may call it as a excuse me, enhancement. In fact, everyone may call it, but your focus is towards the change. Okay, In case you are not focusing on the change, not recommending the change, not incorporating or recommending the change, what may happen? What may happen?
You will not be able to reach the or deliver the value which stakeholders want or
See,
the
okay, so
Revenue.
So certain way you are right. So let me first add some comment over here. So customer may come with some limited requirement, right? Okay, you agree to work with them. Okay, and with those certain limited requirement, you continue to add value. Now this is all happening and will happen and will be completed too. Okay, despite that, I'm telling that as a business analyst, your focus should be towards recommending the changes too. So that will add into, as someone said, that in revenue. Okay, when I say in the revenue, how it will add into the revenue? What will happen? How it will bring the revenue when you recommending the change? What will
Because
happen?
because the change will bring more work for the
Mm-hmm.
team and for BA.
Mm-hmm.
And
and progress.
Come again?
continued revenue generation. If there is no change, the revenue will stop.
Yeah. So even before revenue could stop, work will stop, right?
Definitely.
Yep.
Yeah. So if work will stop, it means that you will be sitting idle. Yeah.
Yes.
And if you are sitting idle, how long you will be sitting idle? If no change is there,
You may lose the project.
you may lose the project. And when you will lose the project and not getting any another project, what may happen?
You will lose the job also.
You may lose the job too. That's right. So in a change is not a change. Change is the cause of bringing. So change enables, of course, the organization, individual, but change enables your pocket. Change enable. Change is the cause of the cash. Okay, always remember this law. That's a 3C law, or just call it CCC law. That change is the cause of cash. With me so far, everyone?
Yep.
Yeah. So just not cause for cash for the organization, for you to, for your retention to, and for you continue to be in the job too. Okay. So that's the reason your job does not get over that you just incorporated or brought some, sorry, you brought some certain requirement, drafted it, or, explained with everyone, explain to everyone that these are the changes. Continue to focus towards the change. Okay, think out of the box and continue to enable, continue to talk with the client that these all are the possibility of the current scenario, and suggest some legitimate changes so that customer may agree and think of their benefit, so that this is going to be the win-win situation. Okay, otherwise it will just become the lose-win. Okay, lose is yours, loss is yours, win is there. Okay, so always you need to continue to focus towards the applying the changes. Now if you have understood this, let's understand who the business analyst is. So I want someone to read this bullet point for me.
Who is
A
business
business
analyst? A
analyst is
business
any
analyst is
person.
any person who performs business analysis tasks described in the BABOK guide, no matter their job title or organizational role. Business analysts are responsible for discovering, synthesizing, and analyzing information from a variety of sources within an enterprise, including tools, process, documentation, and stakeholders. The business analyst is responsible for eliciting the actual needs of stakeholders, which frequently involves investigating and clarifying their expressed desires in order to determine underlying issues and causes.
Yeah, so by now you understand who the business analyst is. So business analyst is a change maker, you may call him, because um, because you are understanding now that what all activity he does. Okay, so first he starts with the adding reactions, answers to some question. Okay, answer to craft some unseen um unseen requirement in corporation, uh stated by customer. Of course, it will be first drafted in a document by getting inspired by the BA Bog guide, and he is entitled for this role. Uh, he has to analyze the complete information received by the customer. Not only with the customer, he has to make sure excuse me, sorry, when this requirement is incorporated, it has to be incorporated using certain process, certain tools, and has to be documented, not only for his organization, but also will be useful those documentation with the customer, not only for the guideline, but also guideline for customer to use the application what he wanted to use, which has been which will be eventually translated from just a requirement to the application. And also, while doing so, he will have the more clarity towards the potential requirement. First the existing the basic requirement, and then uh, also the potential enhancement. Okay, and that's when it is expected from business analyst only to later on may bring the change too. So why he was at all needed, so let's understand that. And for that I want someone to read this bullet point for me. Go
Why
ahead.
business analysis was needed. Change and life happens. Project requires flexibility and adaptation to respond to change. One has to analyze the impact due to change. This one is business analyst who analyzes the change, impact, gather requirement, and lays with stakeholders.
Yeah. So, because business analysts were trained for that, okay, not only why he was trained for that, not only just to talk about the change, enable those changes, but also how flexibly it can be incorporated. And uh, also while you are incorporating, you can analyze the impact. Okay, and while you are analyzing the impact may also bring those changes, and you are trained enough to gather these all information, and you can liaise with the customer or all involved vendor, or may collect more and more data and information to recommend more changes. And you can devise. When I say devise, it means that you can communicate back with the customer. So when you will understand that we are talking about the requirement, so there must be a complete cycle about that. When you are analyzing the um, customer, their requirement, or towards the entire organization. And for that, this entire requirement has to be planned further. So let's understand this as a part of a cycle. So before you all document it, and with the documentation, before you could document it, and with the documentation, you continue to analyze the uh, entire organization or even the enterprise. You need to focus towards planning the entire requirement and manage it. Okay, once you are done, then you elicitate it. Okay, simply craft it, and all the entire elicited requirement you need to communicate back, okay, with the entire stakeholders involved. Okay, and once you are communicating them and talking that this is as a change you are going to continue to bring, it has to be validated properly that it is going to be a good fit. Okay, and if it is a good fit, validated properly, then now you can document it. So as you remember, I'm not sure, in recent past, we underwent for business analyst RG process. That was the requirement gathering process. If it has, we have not gone, we will be undergoing very, very soon as a business analyst RG process, that how requirement is gathered. Okay. So, and if it has been gathered, accepted, you continue to analyze the enterprise, and that's when you continue to recommend the changes. Okay. So uh, these are few requirement. When we say these are few activities or responsibilities or said or unsaid responsibility of business analyst, you need to understand. But at the same time, we also need to understand, to become a business analyst, what is the minimum criteria as per today's trend is required. Okay, so let's understand. Okay, I want someone to read this prerequisite for me.
Prerequisite for becoming a business analyst: degree and domain knowledge, analytical skills, Microsoft Excel, negotiation skills, SQL nowadays, communication skills.
Yeah, thank you so much for reading this out. So with this note, you are just not going to be a business analyst, but whenever the analyst word is coming, it is expected from you that you are continue to be trained to analyze the enterprise, the data, and lot many things. But apart from this, some tech skill is also required. When we say simple tech skill, it means that utilizing a Word document or Excel document. Now it has been enhanced towards some word processing, cloud-based documents. Say, for example, Confluence or Google Docs, or online cloud, Microsoft Word and all. Have you heard of these tools?
Yes.
Yeah. So Confluence is one of them. Like when you are using tools like Jira and all, okay, you don't necessarily need to update everything in the Microsoft Word and attach that. No, you can update it in the Confluence too. Now this has like we are having meeting, we are discussing over here. Now Zoom has become smart enough, and Zoom enables these. Mm, Okay. So Zoom has become smart enough, and let me see that how smart it is. Excuse me. I just wanted to show some, enhancement, that while we are discussing anything in any meeting form, what we can do is that we can add some notes using this. It has got AI companion feature. Okay. Using that, whatever is being discussed, you can talk about it, you can utilize that. Not only that, it has got an document feature. um, you can start working upon that. So just now I have opened a doc. Can you read this shared Zoom doc?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You so just don't get limited till what you have been using. So with the advancement, how things can be sorted then and there. So this has become some additional feature. You can directly import some existing document like Microsoft Word and start scribbling while attending some meeting, or create a new one from the scratch. Okay. Or in fact, while meeting notes are getting updated using AI companion of Zoom's uh, addition, or Zoom's enabled feature, you can also you can I mean edit into that, or you can have a simple clicking on the new document can continue to be added, and here you start writing whatever exactly you want to do that. Say, for example, I'm writing the benefits of business analyst team. Okay. And just by adding this slash, I can add anything. I can add image, I can add link, I can add audio, video. I can tag someone. Okay. Say, for example, I'm tagging, I will get to know who all are available over here. So So if at all I have in the past I have tagged anyone, I will be getting their name, or you can just do exactly the similar thing what you can do this in Microsoft Word, and exactly these all things you can do it where you can do it in Confluence too, which is the part of Atlassian, for which you have been using Jira. The good part is that earlier we used to publish a bulky document, but now you don't need to. You maintain everything inside the Confluence if you are going to use Jira as a project management tool. That's number one. Number two is that we have further known that we need to break down all the requirement into the consumable backlog item, and those backlog item can be linked with the one bulky document that you have maintained at the cloud first. Listen very closely, because you may get either forget and either midterm something new. So that's the reason I'm telling you. Okay. So see, why I'm telling you this, because there is no daily planning meeting. It is always daily stand-up meeting. Someone of you say this as a daily planning meeting. So how I can why I'm using this, because I have heard your videos. Okay, so few of you have used this word daily planning meeting. No, it's a sprint planning meeting, but daily stand-up meeting. With me so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So likewise here, when we say that a product backlog item has to be done, it's a broken down multiple requirement. One requirement broken down into the multiple smaller, epics or user story. It will have its link with the one bulky document and from where it is getting it. Okay, and that bulky document has been maintained into the cloud, into the Jira under Confluence. So that's one example. If you are using DevOps will have its own word processing utility. It will be linked with that. Having said so, let's continue. Okay, with the prerequisite. So also you need to have little bit knowledge of Microsoft Excel. You are good at the negotiation and the communication and the persuasion, then only you can enable the changes, recommend the changes for the client. Nowadays you need to also know the SQL, that's the structured query language, and for that there is no separate session we have. But yeah, I remember that Prerna generally talk about it, and she talks that in case you want to become pro into that, start learning SQL, that the structured query language. uh, you can self learn. Where you can self learn? You can self learn to the w3schools.com, I believe. Okay, you can go and you can learn by your own at w3schools.com. I have pinged it into the chat window. You can refer to that. So, how you are going to become a business analyst, and you are going to remember this, that starting from identifying the need from the client, you elicitate and collaborate with the client, what he said, and communicate it back, and then model every requirement, um, uh, and generate a document for that, and then continue to manage it, because it will continue to enhance while sign off is coming or not coming, and because your focus is towards enabling the change as well, you continue to manage from the existing with the enhanced one. Okay, so in detail, what are the roles? So I want someone to read this bullet point for me, please.
Roles and responsibilities of business analyst. Business analysts work across all levels of an organization and may be involved in everything from defining strategy to creating the enterprise architecture to taking a leadership role by defining the goals and requirements for programs and projects, or supporting continuous improvement in its technology and processes. Business analysts help businesses to business better.
Yeah, thank you for reading this out. Okay. So here I want to address two things. One is whatever the role and responsibility you have just now read. Thank you for reading this out. So one thing you need to remember that uh, you are not here just to gather the requirement, but as I keep on saying that at every level, in 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 fact, your a product owner is not there, business analyst is everything. Okay, in association with the scrum master, you are required. Okay, while I have made this statement, few people say that I only want to learn scrum master. Okay, I don't want to learn anything about the business analyst. All right, you can do that, but all this at the same time you need to remember why you are here with the guru schools, because either you to transition into your career, okay, from whatever the domain you are into, you move to the or in whatever stream you are in to, you want to get entry into IT. Is that right, everyone? Yeah. You
Yes.
want to
Yes.
change the career, you want to restart your career, or you want to just start your career because you have been sitting ideal, not contributing anywhere in the family or somewhere, but you are now aspiring for that. Okay, or you have to just get entry somehow. Okay, and you found that you had some experience in the IT first, or something like that, but no, to get into the IT should be your first criteria. It's not that see, fulfilling hunger is the basic criteria. You're not going to just crave for the pizza as of now. Later you can grow your own organic farm, or organic food, and you will have the choices what exactly you want. But as of now you have to just fulfill your hunger. Am I right? Are you getting my point?
Yes.
To which I am
Yes.
calling it getting entry into the IT. So with this intent, you have joined Guru School. So if you are getting that intent, the easiest method we had was BA Scrum combo, learning. Why we came up with the BA Scrum combo learning? We came up for the BA Scrum combo learning for one very valid reason, that when I was watching the history of the job description of the business analyst and the scrum master, every such job description ended up asking for having, for the business analyst requirement, having the agile, having the knowledge of agile practices, and clarity about the scrum master role will be the added advantage. That's number one, and vice versa. Why? Because it may happen, project are coming and going, and sometime even it is following agile way, even if it is following uh, on the fly, we may have an urge to tweaking the approach of software delivery somewhere. Okay, and then it may happen that exactly the need of scrum master immediately may not arise, but this just a knowledge of agile practices. Okay, and that is the time, if you have just applied for the scrum master knowledge, you don't have the basic understanding of business analyst, again you will be sitting idle. Okay, and if you sat idle for longer, what is going to happen?
Lose the job.
Yeah, you will come back from where you were trying to start. But in case at the same time, if you have the knowledge of a business analysis for couple of a project, you will be, as an agilist, agile BA, you will start performing, you will start contributing, and you will continue to be the busy person in a way that you are always demand of the organization. That's number one. And that I talk about when you choose to learn scrum master with the business analyst. And in case if you needed to just learn business analyst and you didn't have any agile knowledge, because most of the time things are getting driven in this manner. So in fact, our first student, when she was placed, so she thanked only because of that, because she had the both knowledge. She was hired as a scrum master, and she ended up starting her project as a business analyst because she had the knowledge. She did it for a year or so, and then she got into another project where she started contributing as a scrum master for again few months or so. But why this all happened? Because she had the knowledge about the track. Okay. And she was just hired as a scrum master. So that's when just embracing both the knowledge at the same time and approaching is always the added advantage. So are you getting why I'm emphasizing all of you to you must learn this both the skills together? Are you
Yes,
get-
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I think I'm addressing because I had asked someone that better you ask me this question during the live session so that I can answer everyone. Okay. And someone had just tried reaching out to me on one-on-one, asking the answer of this question. And this is what I just chose the uh, or I grabbed this as a part of opportunity to describe it over here. All right. So let's continue. Um,
But Gaurav, domain knowledge will take time, but it will not come easily.
can you repeat what you said? I just missed.
I'm saying the domain knowledge, it will
Mm-hmm.
take time. Matlab, you cannot have domain knowledge within a month or within a quarter.
Yeah, yeah. So see, if it is a BFSI domain, okay, it will take time. Okay, especially banking. But what is the basic and foundation that we can learn? So if we see, if you need to acquire the domain knowledge of any domain knowledge and go stronger as a winning candidate in any organization claiming that you have the domain knowledge, or at least till that extent that you can be hired, do you know how you would acquire the knowledge? Is there any easy way to acquire such domain knowledge?
So I think that we have to refer on the website and uh, some
Yeah,
YouTube videos.
but even in website, you will start floating and swimming everywhere in a no direction. What if you'll focus on one direction, you will have the temptation of getting into every direction, and you will not go in any direction. Again, it feels like you are just drowning in that ocean of the information, right? So,
Yes.
but knowing what exactly to refer, it will lead you towards the position of getting selected as a potential candidate who has the domain knowledge. So you need to minimum know one thing. And what is that one thing when it comes to domain knowledge? That you, in case you know this, you will appear as a potential candidate of having the domain knowledge. What one thing you should be knowing to acquire the knowledge of that domain, so that at least you can be hired? What do you need to refer? Who can tell me? In every domain, there is one thing. Okay. And that one thing may look like, I'm giving you hint. Don't follow the wording, but it may look like something like this. So what?
Agile process.
Okay, domain knowledge. I'm talking about domain knowledge. So if domain knowledge
Technical
is
skills, technical skills
no,
for that domain.
Is it like a framework?
No, no technical skill required, I think. I
no
think it's
technical, no
industry के
technical.
बारे में that we have to read. हाँ.
Yeah. So in every industry, one term is there that every industry follow. Okay. And we are going to learn about it towards the end of business analysis. There will be multiple domains we will be learning. Bare minimum thing that will let you stand out to get an entry as a potential candidate having that domain knowledge. Okay. And that domain knowledge of that one thing may look like something like this without any word attached to it. So how it is looking like? Who can tell
Like
me?
a framework or an outline?
The responsibilities of a business analyst.
No. I'm talking about, literally talk about the picture. Okay. How wipe out all the words written on it.
Cycle?
Cycle. Oh, so what kind of a cycle you may refer to if you are getting into knowing a domain?
The support nets, like the supporting
You need
stuff.
to know the cycle of that domain. What cycle? What cycle?
Business cycle.
Which cycle you said?
Software development life cycle.
No, it's
No.
I'm not getting talking about development approach. I'm simply talking about domain knowledge. And domain knowledge, when I say, so every domain will have one cycle, very common and a known word. Okay, just
Cycle
now,
of continuity.
just now,
Product life cycle.
yeah, product life cycle, yeah, domain life cycle. In fact,
Cycle of continuity.
we already said that life cycle, simple life cycle of any domain. The moment you start, what is the entry point, what is the exit point, and this is how it is going to rotate from start point to end point. So every domain start point and end point, what all the milestone you are undergoing. Mere by knowing that, you are the you are the candidate, potential candidate, who will acquire eventually all the knowledge, because in every step in itself it can be expanded further. Okay, every step. So we will get to see in the future that how mere by knowing life cycle, you can enable your knowledge till that potential that you can be hired. So even if you are searching or YouTubing or searching online any information, bare minimum, if you need to understand or start your knowledge by exploring the life cycle in that domain, that gives you more strength, more knowledge, more boost, more confidence to go more deeper into that. Even at surface level you acquire that knowledge, later you go deeper into every milestone of that, every pointer of that, when you minimum know the life cycle of it. With me so far? Yes, no?
Yes.
That,
Yes.
Yes.
that is the bare minimum context of it. Okay. In every domain you need to know. Coming back to the roles and responsibility of this, you can do better. You know that um this is all about focusing towards the continuous development. You are the leader, you are coming up with the role of somewhere you will be filling the gap of product owner, somewhere you will be backing the scrum master, and vice versa. So your role is not just a mere role, you are a leader. Okay, you are the invisible leader, where as a business analyst you are helping every single department. You are the one on whom everyone can be back upon, everyone can bank upon. And because you will be training every single resource and every single person to know how this entire process is going to work, which process to enable, and how things will continue to get executed so that it can be delivered well in time towards the customer. Okay, wait a second. My screen sharing is stopped. Let me reshare that. Okay. So, any questions so far, guys? When
I
we,
have a quick question, Gaurav.
yeah,
My question is that like I'm starting after a long break.
who's this?
So
Wait a
I I ha- I'm not too sure, like when you say domain, training yourself parallelly on a domain while you're doing this. Now I'm not sure which domain I will be. I mean, do I need to take a separate course on that, or is it like, I
No,
mean, if yeah.
no. If you are with the Guru School, don't worry as of now. We will be covering minimum 3 to 4 domain knowledge towards the end of this. Okay. And that will be
Awesome.
healthcare, insurance, and um, even banking, and that too in banking, payment, and so yeah, and that will suffice you to get entry, because ultimately when it comes to getting into the job, the first thing is that you will be given the job description. Okay, so again referring to the first candidate through Guru School who got entry. So she got entry into organization which was more towards oil and gases, and also they have a project towards related to shipping and cargo. So she didn't have the basic knowledge of it, but eventually we trained her in a way. We did not take her extra sessions or something. We trained her in a way to understand what to explore, what not to explore, how she can explore, and report back onto that what she did. And again she created a small video onto that on understanding. She told us that exactly this is what my exercise have. We asked her certain question. Then she got on a quick call when her we were preparing her for the interview. I think before just a mock interview was done, and then she sounded more confident, and when she sounded more confident, she faced the interview and she was done through. Okay, so how this happened exactly, everything will happen like this. Okay, you prepare in this manner only, and nothing is a rocket science. Okay, whatever you are learning has been the life skill, has been
Mhm.
incorporated into the technology. That's it. With
Okay.
me, sir?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
don't
understand.
worry about that. Any extra domains or something, you will be able to manage and do it. Okay. The good
Mm.
part is that first candidate was, I think, she didn't have any IT background or so. Okay, and she had never worked too. So that was one thing. All right. So with this note, I would like to invite Prerna. Prerna, can you take from this slide, please?
Sure, Gaurav. I'm just asking for the control.
Sure.
Yeah. Will you please? Yeah. I've asked for the control.
Yeah, I have approved it. I'm going to click on the mute button and I'll go on silent and you can take over. So just allow me to mute. Yeah, so I'm just moving the mouse.
From this slide onwards, right? Yeah, Gaurav, I can control. And I'm saying from this slide onwards, I'm starting. Thank you. Okay. So, we have been having a very good and interesting discussion about the domain knowledge and about what kind of, overall understanding we should have as a BA. But trust me, that's just a tip for all of you. If you go to any organization, they would always give you, training, background knowledge about the project, about the process, and so you're not expected to just go and get started. Don't worry about that. You will be always provided, I would say, a detailed understanding about the process because they also expect you to work on it, so they will provide. I can see a hand raised by Dave. So, Dave, do you have any doubt? Yeah.
I think it was a mistake. Sorry.
Okay. No worries. Thank you.
Sorry.
So here there are some tools for analysis and reporting. I am again repeating myself. These are some of the tools we have highlighted here. That doesn't mean every organization follow all of them, or you have to know all of them. Don't worry about that. I'm pretty sure all of us know MS Office Suite and even to an extent Google Docs. Here in Guruschools, in these sessions, we give you a very nice and in detail understanding about Trello because these are some of the, I would say, super famous and quite widely used tools. Okay. Whereas there are others, we will just glance through it. Okay. So can I request one person to read out the each tool for me, please? Go ahead. You can enlarge your screen and then read out. Starting from MS Office Suite.
MS Office Suite, Google Docs.
You can you please read the one-liner below that MS Office Suite? Yeah.
Not very clear, Prerna.
I can't see
Okay,
properly.
it's not clear. That's what I was wondering. Give me a second.
The Microsoft Office suite is
Give me a second. Give me a second. It's a little blur. I understand. Is it readable as of now?
Yeah, I
Still
can
it's
read.
blur.
No, I'll read
It's
it.
blurred still, yeah.
Yeah. You can enlarge your screen. If you can't, let me know. Can somebody read it? Is it visible for everyone?
Microsoft Office suits an office productivity software package used for creating docs, presentation, sheet,
etc.
etc.
Absolutely right. And I think all of us know Microsoft Office Suite quite in detail. Even this presentation is also on Microsoft Office. You know, we can have Word documents, we can have Excel sheets, we can have N number, we can have project plan created, we can have N number of things, so you can play around it. And I think, is there anyone who has not seen or worked on MS Office here, just for understanding? Is there anyone who has not worked or not seen MS Office in any form?
No.
No, everyone, right? So yes, it is extremely widely used, and trust me, it is one. See, it's like it comes as a package with MS Windows, right? It's a paid software, but it is so widely used. Almost all the documentation is majorly done in using Excel or Word or PowerPoint. So that's why it is in the number one, and I'm pretty sure everybody is aware of it. It's very handy. It's very, I would say, easy to use. Sorry, user friendly. So that's why it tops the chart. Others will just glance through, because to be very honest, I myself in my career of 16 years haven't used all of them. Very few, to be very honest, I've used, because generally organizations go with the I would say the most prevalent one, which is used by most of them, most of the employees or most of the organizations, like MS Office and even Google Docs. Now, Google Docs, if you're not aware, it's a cloud facility we have in Google, wherein you can keep your documents on Google Cloud. And in that, you can keep almost everything: images, documents, and evidences, files, anything. And then that can be shared amongst other team members. So it is also easy for online access and sharing your documents and things like that. It is very, again, very practical, very useful, and I think it does have a storage limit per se, because you are I'm sorry, because you're using cloud access. But then if you have a paid account where you have additional storage in the cloud, it should work. So to be very honest, these two are, I think they capture more than 80 or 90% of the market share together, if I'm not wrong. I don't know exact stats. I'm going by actual observation in the industry. So yes, the next is, give me a second, is IBM's tool Rational Requisite Pro. So again, it is a tool used for business analysis. Now, if you can see, right, all the organization also come up with, like, Google has one, Microsoft has one. So IBM also came up with that. Same way, Balsamic has also their own tool, that is analysis tool. So by the way, when we say analysis tool, or a reporting tool, what they do, basically they allows us such documentation ease that we can create report, we can create diagrams, we can create flow charts, we can create reports, so that's why they are called as reporting tools or analytics tools. Okay, you just have to understand their purpose, and it is solely an organization's responsibility about what and which software they can use. Okay? Next is SWOT. So anybody here who is not aware about the full form of SWOT, when we say SWOT analysis, yeah, SWOT, SWOT. Anyone here?
No,
Yeah,
we all
I don't
know.
know.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. So who knows? They can explain, please, if you wish to.
It's
Strength,
it's an.
weakness.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, read.
It's strength, weakness, opportunity,
Yes,
threat.
it's to
Yes.
evaluate the project. It's a. I did, I did my master's MBA, and we did a lot of SWOT analysis on the companies. Strength,
Absolutely.
weakness, opportunity, and threats, and that's how you analyze a business model or a project or a product.
Absolutely right. So it is a very, I would say, a famous approach when you have to weigh down or when you have to understand your overall situation on personal grounds as well as on professional grounds, and so basically you jot down your strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and strengths, and on the same grounds we have a business analysis tool wherein we perform analysis on these I would say these parameters. Okay, so I have not personally used this tool, but then again, we are lucky enough to have the I would say flexibility to have multiple tools. Okay, so these are more of reporting tools, analytics tools. Now, if we can see on the right hand
Prerna,
side,
I'm
yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. So you say is it a tool? Because I never seen I thought it's a technique more like, SWOT analysis is not a physical
Yeah,
tool.
SWOT analysis is a technique, but on the same
Yeah.
name, we also have a tool. That's what I'm saying. I
Okay, I
have
didn't know
not
that.
used
Okay,
it
sorry.
because, and then no, it's okay, absolutely fine. I myself have not explored that. I'm being very straightforward here. But then that would also give you a benefit of using that technique, I feel, right? So see, it's like you can always gain knowledge on internet, but then I personally feel when you actually use a tool, like you can read and you can watch videos about MS Office and Google Docs, but when you actually read it or when you actually work on it, not read it, when you actually hands on is the word that we use. That time you realize more of understanding. So here, what we are saying that the SWOT analysis is a tool that they have created on the similar parameter, but then honestly, these are all paid tools, so we don't get to explore on our own. If we want to, we got to pay the subscription or we got to pay that amount, to get that tool. So that's why we are again focusing. We are here giving you a basic, I would say, understanding or basic knowledge or introduction is the right word, because every organization will have their own preferences. And as I mentioned earlier, 80 to 90% of organizations go with the most famous one, which is MS Office. And if somebody is not so keen on Office, they can go with Google Docs. But then again, in Google Docs, you generally have MS Office documents also, only. You can't have your notepad and you can have your only images, but you have these documents. Okay. So that's why they both of them are at the top. So always, I mean, a thumb rule would be focus on them. Other things, it's always good to know. So tomorrow, if your organization actually has a SWOT tool, then you know that what that tool does and how to work on that tool. Make sense? Everybody with me on this, guys? Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you. Now here again, if we can see, the name of the tool is pencil. And when we say pencil, we would understand. Give me a second. Yes. So as the name suggests, pencil is basically it's a tool wherein you can create prototypes, wherein you can create I would say diagrams. So basically, it allows you to make templates and prototypes useful for your project. Prototype is again is like a carbon copy, or is like a working copy of your overall architecture. Okay, so when we say, okay, what is the prototype of this car, what is the so it's like a smaller version, or inception level version that we have of anything. So same way for our project, we have that Trello here. Gaurav will soon, Gaurav and myself, but majorly Gaurav will give you an in-depth. In-depth means we dedicate an entire session for this learning, and it is a very fun learning. You will be playing games to learn this, and and then we will teach you in detail about how to use Trello, and how can you create tiles and how you go ahead about it. So don't worry, that one is covered with Guruschools. Again, it's a tool where you can communicate between teams, and how you can give status of your work using Trello. Smart Draw, as the name suggests, a Smart Draw is again an analysis tool which is used heavily for project management. So yeah, see, if you could see, every tool will have their own specifications. Some are only for drawing, some are for ticket management or team management, some are for project management. So that way they are more or less customized or emphasized, for the usage. Rike is again one of the business analysis tool that is used for work management. And when we say project management and work management, means that these tools will allow you to assign work. These tools will allow you to look at the existing work, who is doing what. So and by the way, on top of it, okay, let me first finish version 1. And the last but not the least, version 1 is again a business analysis tool with integration capacity with enterprise application and software development tools. So version 1 software has a special, I would say, feature wherein you can integrate or you can join or connect other softwares also with it. So it's like, you have a different software, but you can connect that, you can have that information in your organizational level softwares also. I'll tell you, apart from all these, trust me, this is my personal experience. Some of the organization who are good on the tech side, or who have larger teams, and they have a very good tech setup, they will have their own tools. Okay, so that can be used with the help of documents created in MS Office, but then it won't be Rike, it won't be Trello, it won't be Smart Draw. They can actually have their own customized tool, which can be created by them, or which can be created by other organizations, and for them. So again, coming back to your question about domain, about tools, about it, do not be dependent on them, and do not have too many doubts about them. They are not the road blocks, or I would say deal breakers. You have the flexibility of understanding them, and trust me, in every organization, more than you, they want you to work on their project. So they will train you. This was just an introduction about different tools that are there in the market currently. So we just spend some good time on this. So anybody has any specific doubt about what, why, how? Because we will be teaching you Trello in detail, and I think that should suffice. That will give you an overall idea about other similar tools as well. So can we go to next slide, please? Yeah. Yes. No, guys. Are you sleeping awake?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much. Yep. So yes, we will have some understanding about MS Office Suite. We can glance it through. Okay, give me a second. Yeah. 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 Can I request one person to read out this entire slide and even explain in their words? I think it's pretty easy. There's nothing rocket science when we talk about PowerPoint. We are using PowerPoint with this slide also. Yeah, go ahead.
Analysis and reporting. The following applications of Microsoft Office Suite come under the best business analysis tool list. MS PowerPoint. This software is used to prepare and deliver formal presentations. This is like same like what you do now, like using the PowerPoint. So
Yeah.
you prepare the notes and then you deliver it like for the presentation. And then business analyst often faces the situation where he needs to communicate ideas, justify or deliver project updates to stakeholders. So as we all know, like business analyst is the one who communicates or needs to communicate the ideas. We can gather all the information in advance and prepare the slides and keep it ready to deliver the update to the stakeholders. Then this communication becomes more effective in the form of presentation through PowerPoint. So it's easier to present through the PowerPoint, so that it's easier to communicate with the team members and the stakeholders.
Absolutely right. See, we can teach you the same content using a notepad or Word document. Will it be that interesting as it looks on a PowerPoint? Tell me
No.
from from receivers end, like as a customer, would you really enjoy looking at a notepad presentation, or you can really enjoy looking at this presentation using PowerPoint? Right? Because by the way, this is still a very simple and a formal presentation. We can actually have images, we can actually have videos, we can have so many other effects, if I have to call it, in PowerPoint. And it's step by step approach. It really helps you to understand things better. It really helps you to showcase the document better, and it also involves the customers or stakeholders in a very nice manner, that they can have a some interesting view while you are trying to explain them about the topic, or you're trying to share the information, or you're simply giving presentation. Yes. So PowerPoint, anybody is there anyone who is not aware about PowerPoint? And especially after this class, I don't think so you'll say this, because we are using PowerPoint. Yeah. Everyone here?
Yes.
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 Perfect. Let's go to MS Excel. Yeah. Somebody else can read it out, please. Go ahead.
Analysis and reporting. MS Excel. Data analysis is also a part of the business analysis, and it can be of different forms like pivot tables, examining the trends in data, sort and filter data, creating charts or graphs. All the tasks mentioned above can be well performed using Microsoft Excel, which is a spreadsheet like tool. Along with it, Excel provides several built in mathematical and financial functions which can aid data analysis. So using Excel and using different functions and everything, we can create tables and create charts or graphs, so that we can present our ideas in a more functional way, so that everyone understands the current trends and everything. Yeah.
Yes. So absolutely right. Excel, as we all know, it is very widely used for all the data manipulation, whichever data we use. And by the way, it is, I mean, in my current organization also, I'm using it. It is very, very, uh, uh, you know, it has a very wide use, like almost all the data manipulation on the preliminary level. In the first level, we actually use this. So it is the most famous, if I can quote in this way, software. Okay, for Excel. And as you see, we can use pivot tables, we can create charts and graphs. And in it is very widely used. I honestly feel sky is the limit, wherein you can explore all the option, you can explore everything in detail, and you can utilize all the capabilities of this software. Okay, so I think MS Excel is also quite famous and known. So we can go to next. And I'll be honest, you are free to please explore these applications. And you might have MS Office on your laptop or your spouse's laptop. Please go and check it out. And if you want, you can actually watch Guruschools, other trainers videos, or our earlier videos on MS Excel. You will really have very good material to understand. Yeah, can I request someone to read out the Microsoft Word part here?
Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word serves the purpose of requirement specification document. Organizations can create their specific template for documenting the requirements. It is a utility application which allows user preferred fonts, theme, objects, shapes, smart arts, charts, and even option for embedding Visio diagrams.
Yes. So what it says is, it's a very good tool that wherein by the way, when we speak about business requirement document, functional specification document, all the project related documents is are created by using this word, Microsoft Word. It really gives you flexibility about you can do anything and everything. You can draw diagrams, you can have Excel tables integrated, you can have images, you can do so much. You can actually include charts, you can create also, and you can include also. So you can actually copy paste data from other files, as well as you can create on in Microsoft Word. Okay. Now let us go to MS Visio. Go ahead. Anybody else who wants to read out? Guys, MS Visio.
MS Visio is a modeling tool that business analysts use to effectively capture and present stakeholders' ideas in the form of business functions and user interactions. The main utilities of Visio are UML diagram creation, such as use case, sequence diagrams, and activity, to prepare process flowcharts, to create data models, to generate architecture diagrams.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for reading it out. UML stands for Unified Modeling Language, and we will learn about these in detail going ahead. So basically, with the help of some shapes and some designs, we can understand overall application flow. We can understand how application works. We can depict how I would say, data can flow in an application. See, right now for you, these words are quite new. These keywords might sound somewhere close to alien, but don't worry. MS Visio is just gives you an flexibility to create, and as a name suggests, Visio, right? So it gives you a visionary or vision of their project. So you can draw, you can create, you can see how your virtual project can look on paper, or how you can create its application. Okay, so don't worry. Right now, just sink in these ideas, or these concepts, not ideas, and go with the flow. When we will come to specific topics, we will teach you these things in detail. Like we have topics dedicated for diagrams and charts, not to the charts, but diagrams, wherein we'll teach you how the application flow, what are the different shapes denote, and what are their meaning and how you can create one. And trust me, it's way fun and interesting than it can sound now. So let us keep that for our actual sessions. Okay. So moving on to next slide for the day. Yeah. So now it's a very important and I would say interesting topic that's called as requirement gathering. Okay. What does the name suggest, guys, when we say requirement gathering?
You gather as much information as possible for a particular project.
Okay. Yeah, quite right. And do you have any idea who provides the requirements to us?
The customer stakeholders.
Customers.
Stakeholders.
Yes, very well. Someone said stakeholders also. So absolutely right. Primary source of information or data is definitely customer, but then there are situations when we also check or we also consult other stakeholders. Yes. So let us understand this. As you can see, there are two types or two different ways of gathering information, that is gathering requirements, sorry, information I've been saying in a different context. So requirements, they can be okay. Before going to functional and non-functional, can everyone see the diagram or should I enlarge it?
It's fine.
For the
Yes, yes,
presentation
we can
purpose,
see.
yeah. So, see, there are basically four types of requirements, categorization. Okay, just to understand what we do with them and how we work with them. First is business requirement. Second is stakeholders requirement. Third is solution requirement, and fourth is transition requirement. Okay. So solution requirement, out of which all others are, they do not have any categorization, but solution requirement have a functional and non-functional requirement. So let us focus on other three first. So as the name suggests, business requirement simply means what are the client or customers requirement that we need to fulfill. So do they want to create a website? Do they want to have a web application? Do they want a mobile application? Do they want an enterprise application? Do they want a specific, I would say, functionality, or they want to have an in-house application? So there is a variety of way the customer can ask for an detail or info or a requirement. So yes, a business requirement means what the customer want, what business we are bringing in. So now, as we are more focused on IT, we generally take examples of website creation. So, website creation or such applications. So that way, the customer will give you in detailed information or requirement about our website. Like, if you want to create a website similar to Amazon, if you want to create a website similar to, say, Facebook, or see, I generally prefer taking the famous websites or famous tools because everybody is aware of it. So even if you want to create a library management system or a hotel management system, or even for that matter, a college or university level website, so you must have glanced through at least these websites. So that kind of requirements comes in, and that is a business requirement. Stakeholder requirement, again, if you have other stakeholders, they can share that, okay, we want to add to this, or, there should be this additional information, or uh, even from the customer side also, you can have additional requirements, like they have the CSR or corporate social responsibility is are attached. So that kind of that can come in, and they said, okay, we will also like to dedicate a page to our activities that we do for society and highlight that work for our organization, or we donate here, or we are affiliated with this organization. So there can be any other I would say stakeholder requirements that can come in picture, or sometimes our senior management can ask us to highlight our organization through this application. We can do that also, like a little marketing gimmick kind of thing. Yes. And the last requirement is transition requirement. So basically what transition means, it's like changing from one to another. Yes, everybody understand transition, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. So many a times what happens, an organization will have their own existing application, existing, I would say, uh, software or enterprise level architecture, and they want to change from that to the new one that we are working on. Okay, so in this phase we are not creating something from scratch. We are not making something from beginning. We are actually transitioning that application into a newer one, or taking information from that existing whatever architect or application. So in that scenario it is called as transition requirement. That's one scenario. Again, the transition can be virtual, transition can be actual, it can be a language transition also. Sometimes the softwares are in different languages, or they have to, or they want to have one software in multiple languages, or they want to have a particular software converted into a different working. So basically transition word is quite widely used, and generally the first example that I gave you is like from existing application to another application. But because you have the raw data, you have the background, you have the architecture ready. Okay, in others, when we create something from scratch, we have to work on everything. So in transition we actually have some background. So we say KT process, or knowledge transfer process. Like if you have worked in organization earlier, and imagine that or if you were to leave an organization, is it's quite prevalent in India. I'm sure US has a very short notice period. So here we have to serve notice period, and we have to hand over the knowledge, or we have to give the KT to the new person that would come in, or at least to the existing team members who is working. So that is also a handover or transition period or transition process. So you understand the word transition? Yes? Any doubts?
No.
Anyone? Yeah. Okay. So now coming to the solution requirements. So solution everybody understands, right? I don't think so. I'll have to highlight the word solution more. So when we are providing solution, there can be two types of solution. Yeah. Can someone read out the functional solution details which are mentioned below? Functional heading. And SOW
Functional.
means scope of work. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Statement of
Functional
work. Yeah.
statement. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Functional statement of work before functional
Yeah.
requirement gathering. Functionality, feature, usability, capabilities, and operations of a product.
Yes. So when we use the word function, or whenever we buy any new appliance, we say what is their function. So basically, what do they do? So now, if we are creating a website, it can be a retail website like Amazon. It can be a medical website for an hospital. It can be a library management website wherein you can view the existing books or documents. It can be a gaming website. It can be a social media website. It can be n number of things, right? So that is the functionality of feature. Like, okay, you can create a, or it can be a banking website, right? Wherein you can create your account, you can check your balances, you can do fund transfer, you can, open FDs, and you can do n number of activities related to banking, right? So that is a usability, capability, and operations of that particular application. I'm taking example of a website because everyone is aware of a website. So everybody clear on functional statement of work? Yes? No?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
So that means what functionality we do. Okay. Now we are coming to non-functional, wherein performance, stability, security, and technicality. These come in picture. Now you may say, Prerna, we can understand functional, but how we do understand non-functional? Okay. So, guys, have you in your life anywhere seen, while especially accessing any old website or any old application, have you come across an error called 404 page not found error?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Nowadays, it's very rare, but earlier it was very prevalent. So, okay. And again, one more question. Have you seen that error on Amazon or Facebook, on Google, or any other websites?
Not really.
No.
Not really. Yes, they make it a point that it will not be seen, and that is what we have to do with performance, stability, and security. See, security, we all know data hacking or hackers or your data being I would say utilized by for malpractices. So we all are aware of at least the security aspect. We say like for your banking application, we say that your data is encrypted, our user ID and password cannot be seen with the naked eyes. It is encrypted, so nobody can actually use that and access our data. So that is one. But also uh, uh, you know, to avoid or to prevent anyone from hacking your websites, we need to have security in place. Okay, it can be in the form of network security, data security, and by the way, these all things are invisible to human eyes. I can't tell you this is security happening. That is all happening in the background. It's all been coded. It's all been the setup done. It can be using XML, it can be using coding, it can be in any form. Okay. So, and the performance. And performance, as simple as it sounds, all of you use Facebook, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Any idea how many number of people in the world use Facebook? I think in millions or maybe in billions. I'm not sure. Maybe millions user for sure for Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Still, have you experienced any time when you write facebook.com and you get an error that, okay, too many users connected or, you can't see the page? Have you? I have never come across such error, to be very
No, I
honest.
haven't come
No.
across.
Yes. So imagine the performance and stability. It's like they are trying to manage, by the way, it's called as traffic, also network traffic. They're trying to manage so many users. They have so many users data. Still, it is, technically, they are able to cater to that. They are giving you that application available all the time. So all these things happen in background. Stability is again, we're not getting errors or bugs in the system. So this is all the technical part of it, wherein we do not see this, but this is, I would say, it's absolutely important for every application to have stability and performance. If not, we will not be able to. Would you like to use the application where you get constant errors, right? You will be like, oh, what is this? How they have created this? This is giving so many errors and things like that. So yes, coming back to the topic of requirement gathering, we can do requirement gathering in these many ways. We will learn in detail more about which documents we create and how we create. But I think we are almost past time. So if nobody has any doubts, or if anybody has any doubts, please feel free to ask, or else I will hand
Yeah.
it over to yeah. Go ahead.
Can, can
Go
I
ahead.
ask you one? Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I want to go back to the transition requirements. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I got the meaning of it. Uh, so can you like just give me one short example? So is it? Excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, you're saying something. Go ahead.
Uh, like so it's an the customer already has something existing, and he needs to make some enhancement, and not the new project. Does that mean transition, or maybe he wants to change datas from one application to another application?
All
Uh,
the things mean transaction. Yes. So you are right in both the scenarios. See, transition, I even mentioned it is a very widely used term. So first of all, it can be transitioning from an old application to a new application that our firm is creating. That is a transition. It can be transitioning from a very from data. Even there's a data transition, like for example, earlier you're using a different database, now you're using a different database, or maybe you have a existing software but their performance stability are not so good, so that's why we are uh, creating a new application with the same data. So transition can be for data, transition can be for software, transition can be for versions, like we had an older version. Give me a second, I'm just getting hip up. Yeah, thank you. So transition can be any form. So that's why I told you it's a very wide, I would say, term for transition. So it's like, okay, it's like you had a microwave at home. It was quite old, and now you got a new microwave. Okay, so do you read that user manual or not? Though you have used the earlier microwave.
Yeah, maybe if it's a newer model, new with newer technology, yes.
See, you got it. So it is modern, it is new technology, new functionality, though you are aware of how to use that appliance. So same kind of logic applies, but it can be in the form of different levels. See, sometimes it's like you have an application in place, but you want to do more with it. That's why you are transitioning it to a newer application with the help of the earlier application. Is it clear now?
Yeah, yeah. So, but
Yeah.
this transition requirements could come from your within organization itself as well. It doesn't have to come from the
This is
outside
just
new client, right?
generally if a customer wants to have a transition of their existing application, then they are the right people to give the details of the transition process, right? Because
Okay,
they
got
want
it.
to create, they want to
Yeah,
have a transition. Yeah,
I think I understood it correctly, but I just polished my understanding. Thank you so much.
yeah. Most welcome. So yeah, we are done. Over to you, Gaurav. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Gaurav, you there? Yeah, Gaurav, I think you're speaking on mute.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Prerna. So yes, Dev, your hand is raised. Is this from past or just now you raised? Okay, fine. So thank you so much, everyone. So okay, you again raised. So you wanted to say something? Okay, I think it's an
No.
error. Okay, no problem. So yeah, guys. So thank you so much for your time. So let's quickly go ahead and in the WhatsApp group, just drop your name first, and then followed by what has been your biggest takeaway and how does it let you feel. These two things we want to just read as a part of capturing your attendance. Okay, and we'll talk to you again soon tomorrow. Thank you so much. Yeah, Shubhangi has something. Yeah, Shubhangi, go ahead. Shubhangi, you wanted to say something?
Yes, I want to say something. Like I attended RRP sessions
Mm-hmm.
recently,
Mm-hmm.
and since this whole thing is very new to me, I'm not from my IT background and
Mm-hmm.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
So after this session or entire course ends, so somebody will help in preparing the resume or
Yeah. So, have you gone through your past recordings? I mean, whatever we
yeah,
have. Okay,
uh,
so you are very much up to the speed of what we are
yeah,
going. Okay,
yeah.
brilliant. So yes, in fact, the RRP team itself will help you to prepare the CV. Okay, so once
Mhm.
they approve your CV, then
Mhm.
what you need to do is that share that approved CV. Who will approve that CV? Devji himself will approve those CV. Okay,
Okay.
if it is approved by him, that
Mm.
CV you will be sharing with me and Prerna.
Okay.
We will review that and give you the feedback so that for upcoming requirement or job description, how you can customize it and send back to your HR so that your marketing will continue to happen. And meanwhile, until you get any quick call from any client, we
Mhm.
can have your mock interview. First time, second time, third time, how many times you want until you feel confident to crack any interview. Okay, and
Okay.
in case in meanwhile you find any client is calling you for face-to-face interview or whatever telephonic interview, you are good to go ahead with that based on the input we provide you in the mock interview. Okay.
Okay. So this entire process happens when the session or we study the entire course, then only
Yeah,
this is
so
going
it
to.
depends. RRP session who all are attending. There are two type of people who have a known knowledge. Okay, so they are
Mhm.
generally told that complete your technical sessions completely till your 8 weeks and then start joining RRP session. These kind of one people. Second, they don't in fact need to undergo the technical training. They can start joining directly the RRP sessions. They even don't need to attend these all. But you fall in the first category, so better you attend the entire training and then go ahead with the RRP session and wait for your turn. And meanwhile, I mean, however you build up your resume until it go for approval process, so you be there until you are getting marketed and placed. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're most welcome. So everyone go ahead for your quick attendance, and I'll be taking everyone's attendance after looking at your presence. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care, and we'll talk to you again soon. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night, guys.